Have you ever heard of Smile Dog? If not, count yourself lucky. This is one urban legend that you don't want to hear about, because if you do, it could be the death of you. So what makes this story so terrifying? Well, let's find out. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, and today we're going to talk about one of the most infamous creepypastas of all time. I'm talking about the story of Smile Dog and the photo that curses you. I've been hesitant to cover this story for quite some time now, since hearing it can apparently bring bad luck into your life, but I've decided to go ahead with it anyway. The internet is full of stories like these, of cursed images or videos or songs that when seen or heard will bring misfortune onto the viewer. Most of them are harmless jokes between friends, but every once in a while, there's one that gets out of hand. And Smile Dog is one of those cases. First appearing online in 2003 on the Something Awful forums, the tale of Smile Dog is pretty simple. In short, the story goes that there is a picture of an extremely creepy dog that brings bad luck to anyone who sees it. The image itself resembles a normal dog at first, but the more you look at it, the more it begins to disturb you. It has sharp teeth and eyes that seem to bore into your soul. But it doesn't stop there. After seeing the image, the viewer will start to experience strange things happening around them, like household objects going missing or hearing their name being called when they're alone. They might even see the dog in their dreams, always smiling. And here's where it gets really scary. After hearing this story, anyone who wants to avoid these supposed misfortunes would try to erase the image from their mind, but they never can. It stays imprinted onto their brain, meaning that they'll see the dog everywhere they look. They become convinced that they're being followed by the cursed dog from the picture, and they start to develop a fear of dogs, or even a fear of looking at pictures. Their lives become consumed with this crippling anxiety until, in some tellings of the story, the victim loses their mind, or worse. The original post on Something Awful described the image of the dog in much greater detail than I just mentioned. The post claimed that the photo was taken by a man named Mike, who found the dog on the side of the road. He thought he was doing the dog a favor by taking it home and caring for it, but soon realized that something was wrong. The dog seemed incredibly intelligent, and its eyes were very disturbing. As the days passed, the dog became more aggressive, and Mike noticed that his house was starting to fall apart. Food would spoil, lights would flicker, and photographs would mysteriously burn. Fearing for his life, he took a picture of the dog and threw it away. But the next day, the photo reappeared. This happened several times, and each time the photo came back, something else in the house would be destroyed. Eventually, the stress from the situation drove Mike insane, and now the photo has been passed around from person to person, bringing misfortune to anyone who looks at it. I should mention that there have also been some additional details added to the story over the years, including a backstory of how the dog actually died after being poisoned by a vet, because it was too smart for its own good. The dog was then brought back to life by Satan himself and tasked with bringing insanity to anyone who sees its face. Now, to prove that this story is indeed a creepypasta, there have been numerous occasions where people have claimed that they saw the dog in a dream, only to wake up and find a new scratch on their arm or leg, which isn't exactly a new concept. There was a similar story told about a painting called The Black Shuck, except that one supposedly drove people to suicide. But I think what makes the story of Smile Dog so interesting is that there is no definitive source for it, which plays into the overall creepiness of it. Like, does this story come from some ancient folktale, or is it truly something that's happening right now? Because if it is real, then the image must be out there somewhere. For years, people searched the internet high and low, trying to track down the original photo, but without knowing what it looked like, or having any other details to go off of. It was an almost impossible task. Some believed the photo had been removed from the internet completely, while others claimed that they had found it and gotten rid of it. But that didn't stop people from sharing the story anyway. So the question is there any truth to this story at all? I mean, obviously, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense that someone made this whole thing up. I mean, people love to mess with each other, especially online. And the story of Smile Dog certainly got the desired reaction out of most people. But what if the story is actually true? What if there's an actual dog out there that's cursed by Satan himself? Well, maybe. A few years ago, someone came forward claiming that they had the original photo in their possession. They posted the image online and, of course, nobody was willing to look at it. But before anyone knew it, reports started coming in saying that people who simply read the description of the image experienced the same misfortunes as those who actually looked at it. This led to the photo being labeled as a cursed image by default. But as far as I know, no one has suffered any long-term consequences from merely reading about the dog. So either this photo is real and everyone's lying about the whole curse thing, or it's all fake and people are just messing with each other. Either way, I'm not willing to risk it, so I won't be showing the image of Smile Dog in this video. I'm sorry. I know it's disappointing, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And I wouldn't want to risk any harm coming to any of you guys. Besides, the story of Smile Dog is scary enough without even seeing the image. Just imagine coming home one day to find your house ransacked, or hearing your name being called when you were all alone. I mean, honestly, that's terrifying. If you wanted to, you could probably write it off as coincidence or explain it all away with science. But the idea that there's some kind of curse following you around and ruining your life is a scary thought that I personally don't want to deal with. But hey, that's just me. Do you believe in curses? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to request a video, just use the form in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye.